Alright, hey everyone, it's Xander. So, I was about to go to bed, and I just actually did a watch along for NXT over on LS11 Universe. Go check me out there. It's where I do all my watch alongs. I'm going to be doing one for TNA this week. And it was to go home for Stand and Deliver. So, I've been thinking about it a little bit with Stand and Deliver. I don't watch NXT every week, but man, Stand and Deliver, it's weird how we've almost entered back into this loop that we were in 10 years ago. Not even 10 years ago, what, 7, 8 years ago? 9, 6 years ago? How long ago was 2016? 2017, 2018, that era. 2019. Oh god, that was 6 years ago. Oh, we're all gonna die someday. Anyways, we're almost back in that seemingly loop of NXT always has the better build than main roster. And I've actually really come to like NXT a lot. I don't watch it every week, but I do have it on as background noise some weeks, and I do stream my watch alongs to it a lot of the time. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because NXT was really fun tonight. And as someone coming in that has not been keeping up with everything, I want to look at the card and I want to break down just kind of Stand and Deliver really quick here because Stand and Deliver 2025 is looking great. Like it is looking incredible. You've got so many good matches on it. You got Metaphor versus Fatal Influence versus Chem X versus Cora and Roxanne. The winners are going to get a shot at the women's tag titles the Tuesday after WrestleMania. I think Cora and Roxanne are going to win that, and I think they're going to win the titles on Tuesday. And I think that's going to be their official call up. I think that's the perfect way to do it. NXT is so much more fun to fantasy book for me as well because you've got all these big future names that I love to think about, like, okay, how could this lead to someone going to main roster? And Cora and Roxanne, they've both been so ready for so long. But that women's title scene and the women's IC and US title scenes, while those could really use the bolster of Roxanne and Cora, those tag titles are the perfect way to go ahead and get both of them on main roster here and now. And I think you pull the trigger, you have them win that on the kickoff show, which I will be doing a watch along for with Ray on Saturday over on LS11 Universe. Ray will be here. Ray will be right there with me. I'll be there. It's going to be weird. We're going to be set up where I'm not at my computer. I'm not going to be sitting right here, probably. I'm going to be on the couch. It's going to be weird. And then we got the ladder match for the North American Women's title. I am really excited for this one. And I got even more excited with the announcement of who the final person is because I'm a huge fan of Zarya. I see a lot of big things for her as like a big monster women's division competitor. Kalani Jordan, I like her just fine. I'm not huge on Kalani. She's the only person in the match. She's one of the only two people in the ladder match that if they won, I'd be kind of like, not really into that. Sol Ruka, my favorite woman in NXT right now, quite honestly. Izzy Dame, she's the other one I'm just kind of like, She's a lot like Kalani. I like them both in ring, but I'm not interested in seeing Kalani as a two-time champion right now. And I don't really care for the culling. It insists upon itself. I'm mostly joking when I say that. But I don't really care to see the women's North American title go into the culling. And then Lola Vice, who was my favorite to win it, I thought, she's been being pushed so heavily with the underground stuff, with the Shayna match, the underground match with Jada and all of that lately. And then Thea Hale returned, and I freaking love Thea Hale. I'm a huge fan of her. I think she's got so much upside. I mean, God, she's only 21 years old. She's younger than me. In fact, do I want to doom scroll and see how much younger than me everyone in this match is than me? That's the thing that's really been telling me my own mortality lately, reminding me that oh god, my prime years are fading fast. I'm 24. I'm about to be 25. All right, Zarya's older than me. Sol Ruka's older than me by a few months. Izzy Dame's older than me by a year and 2 weeks. Lola Vice is the same age as my older brother. And Thea Hale's younger. Okay, Thea Hale's the only person. Wait, I didn't check Kalani. Hold on. Okay, Thea Hale's the only person younger than me in this match. Good, I can work with that. I can live with that. I can live with that. Either way, I kind of want Thea Hale to win now. I kind of want Thea Hale to win. I went from I was all in on Lola, Sol, or Zarya to now I'm like I want Thea to win. I just want her to win. I feel like all of these women are going to be in NXT for a while longer. I feel like Sol and Zarya could go up to main roster sooner rather than later. But at the same time, I also feel like they both have a lot they can add to the NXT Women's division. And it'd be a crying shame if Sol didn't. hold a title at some point on main roster or on NXT. Same with Zarya. The 4-way for the women's title, I'm super hyped for this one. I like all 4 women. I see a lot of potential in all 4 women. I think at least 2 of them are going main roster. I think if Stephanie walks out, Julia and Jordan. If Stephanie walks out with the golds, Julia and Jordan are going to main roster. If Julia wins the title back, Stephanie and Jordan are going to main roster. If Jordan wins, Julia and Stephanie are going. If Jada Parker wins, which is not out of the realm of possibility, all 3 of those are going to main roster. I don't see Jordynne Grace winning. Everyone knows I love Jordynne Grace. I love me a muscle mommy, and I unashamedly admit that. I think it's anyone's game but Jordan. I think Jordan's going to main roster. I think her NXT run was kind of short and sweet, which ironic because she looks like Sabrina Carpenter, and Sabrina Carpenter's tour is the short and sweet tour. And it's kind of swole Sabrina Carpenter. I'm just saying. Okay, anyways, back on track. Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this matchup nonetheless, and I'm happy with whoever wins this one. If I gotta lock in an official prediction, because I'm kind of half locking in predictions here with it. Currently, it's Cora and Roxanne, it's Thea Hale, it's Stephanie Vicaire to retain, and then the next matchup. Hank and Tank ran the gauntlet, the exact same story they told with Bayley and Lyra on Friday. I'm gonna get some flack for this, I'm sure. I'm not a big Hank and Tank guy. I'm not. They're funny to an extent, but they're kind of, for me, a lot like Heavy Machinery without much of the charm. It's like Heavy Machinery with a fraction of the charm. And Otis was what brought a lot of the charm to that. And, like, Tank doesn't bring the same Otis factor, and Hank is more entertaining than Tucker, but not as entertaining as Otis. They're both more entertaining than Tucker, but less entertaining than Otis. If that's the scale we're doing it on. Either way, I kind of think they're going to win. They're kind of having Nathan Frazier be a dick. And I kind of love it, but also, royalties, right? All the royalties on that one. If Nathan Frazier goes heel. If you know, you know. Either way, I'm kind of leaning towards a Hank and Tank win. Fraxium have pretty much been the champions for a year straight, minus 2 weeks where they lost it to Andre Chase and Rich Holland. Then again, Thea gave her blessing for Chase to reform Chase U with Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon, which I'm super in on. That trio is fun. I have been really enjoying those guys. With them just wheeling Chase around, trying to hype him back up. That's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed that. They could come for the tag team titles, but it is really a case of, like, if not now, who? Because Fraxium, the NXT tag division, we were talking about this in a Discord call the other night, me and some of my buddies were. The NXT tag division is so good, but Fraxium is here and everyone else is here. If this is bad, this is average, this is good, everyone else is here, Fraxium are here, so you gotta get another team too here where it doesn't feel like a letdown having Fraxium lose the titles to them. I don't really think that's Hank and Tank personally. I'm also kind of thinking that, they might keep it on Frax. I'm talking myself back into Fraxium winning. Because I think they're going to do winner take all between Fraxium and the Hardys at some point. I think once Stand and Deliver is over, we'll get more TNA names crossing the line back into NXT. Because it kind of seems to go back and forth. Right now we got a lot of NXT names over in TNA. And then I think it'll go the other way. Because it was the other way before where you had Moose showing up in NXT. You had... Well, it was pretty much just Moose, wasn't it? But you get my point, right? And Matt and Jeff as well. And then you'll have other people showing up over time. So I'm locking in Fraxium as my predictions for that one. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page is not winning this one. I feel like he is main roster bound. And I feel like that's going to come about after next weekend, I believe it is. When he is going to go to TNA's next show. And he is going to lose. And I think we could very well be seeing an appearance from...
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I didn't even say it. I didn't even say it that time. But I think there's a strong possibility we see Joe Hendry appear. Either way, this is going to be Ethan Page's send-off from NXT, and I think we'll be seeing him on a Raw or SmackDown. If they do a draft this year, which I think they will... I know that they kind of did the the trade window when Netflix Raw was coming. That got Drew and Braun over to SmackDown and Priest over to SmackDown, and not many people came over to Raw in the trade window. Did they? Hold on, I'm looking. AJ Styles came to Raw in the trade window. Um, Now I'm sidetracking myself here, but I need to know. Let's see. AJ Styles came to Raw in that time. A-Town Down Under and Bailey came to Raw in that time. Did anyone else? I'm looking. Hold on. Now I need to know. Hold on. This is a me thing more than anything. Um, Logan LaDouche came to Raw in that time. Natalia, I think, was on SmackDown. No, she was on Raw. New Catch. No, they were drafted last year. Penta, I guess you could count. And that's about it. And then SmackDown got a lot more names. Like SmackDown got Braun Strowman. They got Drew McIntyre. They got Damian Priest. They got, I already said Drew McIntyre. They got the Wyatt Six. They got, that might have been it. They got R-Truth. And they got Zelina Vega. So, and they got The Miz. But either way, I think Ethan Page is set for a call up, whether it's in the draft or just a call up in general. And I think Ricky Saints is gonna have a while with that title. D'Angelo family against Dark State. Originally, this video was just gonna be about Dark State because I don't really think it's working for me, at least. But I could be in the minority, and if I'm in the minority, by all means, tell me. If I'm in the minority, I will take the L. If people really like it, I'll take the L. Maybe I'm just having my boomer wrestling opinion of being a Shield mark and being like, this isn't as good as a Shield. But also, they've been around for like a month, so I gotta give it time. Dark State's picking up the win, no doubt, and I think we could be seeing the end of Stacks and Tony D. I think this is where the underboss turns on the Don. It's gonna be sad for all, but I think Tony D is gonna lose here, and I think it's gonna be because Stacks turns his back on him. And then the triple threat main event. This is what I'm really excited about. This matchup, I am so hyped for it after that promo tonight. All three of these guys, I swear, I swear, I swear to you, you, if these three guys are not all main event talent to you, somehow, we're gonna have problems. Thanksgiving's gonna get real awkward. I'm gonna say some things. You're gonna take me out of the will. It's gonna get really messy. You're gonna find many more nicknames to call me. You're gonna find many wrestlers to make fat jokes about me looking like them about. That's gonna make Fat AJ Styles and Seth Fat Ass Rollins and Fat Johnny Gargano look like nothing. These three guys are the future of your company, and I swear if you somehow fumble all three of them to the catastrophic level you have fumbled Carmelo Hayes, we're gonna have a lot of problems. It's also occurred to me in that time that I was using my stream layout, so there we go. This build I'm so excited for, and I think this triple threat goes any way. I think I'm going to go with the bold pick of locking in Javon and saying he's going to be the leader of Dark State. I think it's going to be revealed that he's the leader of Dark State because they don't have a leader so far. They don't really have a mouthpiece at all. They're just all there. And I think Javon Evans taking control of that. Kid's already got a pretty good promo on him for being 20 years old. Can't even legally drink yet. And he is running circles around everything I've ever done in my life. That's a depressing note to end on, but I hope he wins the NXT title. That's a depressing note to end on. There you have it. There's my predictions. Go sit in the shower and think for a while.